First, thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing. I think it's extremely timely. Obviously, we're all seeing the same thing on the news every night for the last 3 or 4 nights. It looks like law and order's completely gone downhill in Los Angeles and throughout California. You have a governor that refuses to follow the law. You have a mayor who doesn't see a problem with looting. He blames it. They both blame it on issues around deportations, which obviously have nothing to do with why you would go in and pillage a store or rob places. I just got to ask you the obvious question, Mr. Hoover, and I appreciate, by the way, your service to this country. The obvious question I think on the minds of most Americans is, given that these 2 big events coming up in 26 and 28 are going to see basically the same political leadership in California and in LA, don't we just make a decision now to say they're incapable of handling 2 big high-profile events like this? And aren't we better off as a nation just to make an acknowledgement of that and move it to some place that actually will have law and order, that will have the proper amount of protections for American citizens and the tens of millions of visitors that are going to come to both of those events? Why fight the upward battle of what is clearly an administration, both locally and at the state level, that's just unwilling to follow basic civil protections?
Senator, I think there's no place in the world like LA to host the world's largest Olympics ever. And I think my experience has been in the year that I've been here that both at the local level, at the state level, and at the federal level, the security coordination and the coordination and cooperation between all levels of government have been extraordinary. And I am confident that come July 14th of 2028, when we do the opening ceremonies in the Coliseum and the stadium in Inglewood, the world will be watching and see America at its best.
I share your optimism for America, but look, we also see the TV screens on today. And unlike previous big events like this, you didn't usually have elected leaders that just refused to follow the law. I mean, basic elements. People on freeways, people breaking stones on the ground to throw them at police officers, bricks being delivered, canisters being thrown. This is total and complete chaos, and we don't even have any kind of event like this going on. The country's a big place. We have a huge, diverse geography. We have places all over America that would be better equipped to handle this, and I just don't see why we don't just acknowledge the obvious, which is, by the way, going to be an enormous cost to the federal government when you don't have local officials who will do the bare minimum to protect their own citizens. How are they going to protect people coming in to visit? On top of when you look at the threats that exist, you have drug cartels that are being squeezed by this administration that were made into billion-dollar entities by the Biden administration that have resources to wreak incredible amounts of havoc. You have the terrorists in the Middle East calling for the death of American politicians, including the President and Vice President of the United States. This presents an enormous challenge in normal situations. But when you have completely incompetent leaders, again, not just at the local level, but at the state level, who feel that the administration is doing too much to protect their citizens. I have to repeat that. You have the governor and the mayor saying the President of the United States is doing too much to protect businesses and to protect their own civilians. How are we not heading towards a complete and utter disaster?
Let me just, I think, answer your question this way, Senator. You know, on the 2nd of July, 1979, I took an oath on the plane at West Point to dedicate my life to public service. And I wasn't looking for a job. They found me. I've been on, this is my 1-year anniversary, as I mentioned earlier. This is the end of my plebe year. But I came out of retirement to do this, to unite the world around sport and unite LA and unite the nation. Our 50-state relay will hit all 50 states. It's never been done before. That is the thread that will bind the nation and to LA and the games. The world will be watching. I think we have a great opportunity, and I'm very confident in where we are now in our state of planning, both from a security perspective and an operational perspective, to deliver the world's greatest games and the largest games ever. And I'm confident that we will get there.
Well, just to be clear, because I want to make this clear for the record, I have total and complete faith in you and your abilities. That's not the question I have in mind. but you're not able to do this and execute without the help of local officials. It's just not possible. Look, if it were you planning it and you could put those two in a basement somewhere, then have them give you your authority to do what their job is supposed to do, I would be totally happy and ready to rock and roll to make this happen. But I have grave concerns unless we see movement. And Mr. Chairman, I think what we should do is ask those two people, the mayor of Los Angeles and the governor of California, to come in and explain how their behavior is going to be different in 26 and 28 to assure the American people that we are able to put on an event that this country, that is worthy of this country. So like I said, Mr. Hoover, I'm totally 100% and confident in your abilities and have zero faith in the abilities because of the incompetence that both of them have already shown. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield my time.